we go see your papa, 'cause you're the one I've been waiting for. I wanna spend my life with you, in the sun and the rain, oh. I go there by your side, oh. Messy baby, you take
To NMTV, from the United States to all around the world. I'm your host, Dr. Nana. And of course, my co-host here today again is Dr. Chris Akeze. So today we are going to discuss health and healthcare services and the reason why Nigerians should take healthcare more seriously. As we all know, health, they say, is wealth. Good health also is known to be the first wealth before anything else. So listen, the idea to improve human health with accessible and affordable care is an essential element of any prospering country, anywhere in the world. Any country with good healthcare services, healthy workers, healthy population, what do you expect of that country? That country is bound to prosper.
The productive citizen.
If I'm sure that I can see my doctor anytime, what is the essence of not going to work? I'm going to work and putting my effort. What would that translate? It will impact the economy, right?
Yes.
Positively. So with the available research, listen to this, with the available research, healthcare is one of the most important and dynamic growth sectors in any economy. That means it's a prolific business for any country, right? Now, in 2020, the mortality rate in Nigeria, with the available data, is over 34% per 100 population. Just think about that. The mortality rate is over 34% per 100 population in 2020 in Nigeria. Imagine that. Between the age of 15 and 60. What do you think? Look at the rate. That is a high rate, right? With all these churches that we have available, these miracles, tens of thousands of churches all over the place, the mortality rate in Nigeria has increased from about 25% death per 100 population in 1975 to now over 34%.
That's about 10% increase
From 1975
over the period of 20 something.
over the period of 20
something
something.
years.
And I'm sure we didn't have all these many miracles then, on all these tens of thousands of churches then in 1975 in Nigeria. So, given the cost to set up an urgent care center like we have here in the US, urgent care center is between emergency room and seeing your doctor. That is, they provide that immediate medical attention. To start an urgent care center is between $850,000 on the low side to $1.5 million. Right? Mm-hmm. So that is not so much money that the Tinubus of the world, for instance, the Adegboyes and the Oyedebos cannot have to set up a healthcare urgent care centers in Nigeria, accessible to people. It's not for free, correct? It's not for free. So with all these monies in Nigeria, with the so-called GEOs that have so much money to move around, so instead of buying more jets, building of a stadium-like churches, why not invest in hospitals? That is healthcare business for the people of Nigeria. to build an ultra-modern hospital with 500 beds. The cost is between $850 million to $1 billion. That is still not too much. So what do you think? How can you advise the so-called GEOs in Nigeria to look into investing into healthcare services for the Nigerian populace?
Thank you, Dr. Nana, for having me. I'm a little under the weather and you may hear it from my voice, but I thank you for bringing me again for another edition of the Mindset Live Show. And so today, just a quick peek into the topic that you have chosen to talk about today. Healthcare, good healthcare, and the well-being of citizenship. You will see, if you just take a quick peek at Google, you will see good healthcare is central to human happiness and well-being. It contributes significantly to prosperity and wealth of even economic progress of even advanced countries. So health is wealth, like you said. But why is it that we have issues with what are the challenges to good healthcare system? Another quick peek into the search, you will see that one of them is poverty, hunger. You will see quality education, gender equality, and those kind of things. And so one can easily say, with all the monies going around at the top echelon of the Nigerian system, I will assume that given the situation of the country, some of these people who are supposedly rich men and good businessmen would have taken the healthcare industry more seriously. Because between me and you in America, we know that healthcare industry is one of the most profitable
industry. Yes.
And you don't necessarily need to be a doctor to invest into that sector.
Exactly.
And if it is about making money, you can, that's a place to invest, and with good strategy in place, you can actually get returns that is faster than the Aswani family that I just read, that who brought this spaghetti or Vaswani family. They are the people who brought this thing they eat now in Nigeria.
The
one like noodles. And they changed the Nigerian system. They are making billions of dollars that they could not make in other places. The headquarters of their industry is in somewhere in Singapore or somewhere there. You know, it's not in Nigeria, but they make the highest money and about to establish another port system in Nigeria that will bring them a lot of money. These are foreigners coming to settle in Nigeria and having these ideas. He changed the food industry sector by being smart and thinking ahead. This is the vision that we were talking about. It takes us back to that same thing that we talked about: vision, mission, and goals. You see, I read a bit about the Vaswani family. They came in there, they tried other businesses, they failed. Even the noodle that you just talked about, they gave it several shots before they now strategized and amended. And then now today,
every family in Nigeria eats noodles.
Spaghetti, or what they call noodles is a staple food in Nigeria. And Vaswanis are making 1.something billion naira. Not naira, dollars.
In Nigeria.
In profit.
So
I read it. So now what am I saying? If a smart person amongst all these people, and really they made their money clean, would think smart. Why are Nigerians traveling out to go for treatment? Why are Nigerians uncomfortable to come and stay in Nigeria if they have been abroad before? One, there is no good healthcare system.
No good healthcare system.
And what are the factors that put together a good healthcare system? You would think about the people who work there, the technicians who will be in the radiology part, the doctors who will be there, the nurses. And Nigeria have nursing schools. Nigeria have medical schools. For instance, in Auchi, for instance, where that man in Auchi is wasting away money on women and sleeping around with everybody that's like a goat, you know, that if he's a smart guy, that is an opportunity. If he's making that much money in that village of Auchi, it's an opportunity for him to make Auchi a mecca of sorts for people, for health industry.
For health industry.
Why? Because one,
with the vast land that
already he has the resources.
Yes.
There's a university that is just about 40 minutes from his location. There's a polytechnic right where he lives.
In Auchi.
So if you are talking about technology and about the supply of professionals to work in that hospital and make it a powerful hospital, just supply them the equipment and build the facilities, that is exactly what he should do. And then combine with other forces and make the road from Auchi to Abuja safe.
You know,
tie it, make it safe, and then put resources on that road so that people can travel from Abuja to get treatment in
Auchi.
People who cannot travel out will come to Auchi. But now, I am buying 5 jets, 6 jets during pandemic is what is in his mind. I'm sleeping around with all these people. So what am I saying? It is time for people to begin to think about envisioning when they have money. Because nobody is a baby forever. Nobody, we are all growing older. Your children are coming up. So they are not going to record against you your name as achievement that you slept with 20 girls or you slept with people. What they will record for you is what you put on the ground that benefits your environment. How you impact people. Now, going back to the GEO factor that you talked about, the GEOs and the GEOs of these churches, apparently, if they want to be sincere with themselves, none of them made money outside the church.
That's correct.
They made money from the church. So
from
now,
the populace.
And nobody is arguing or struggling the money with them.
Why can't they invest?
So if they will be smart, they invest into health industry.
Because that's what Nigeria is
training
lacking.
People there, equipping people with that knowledge of medical facility anywhere in Nigeria and develop it ultra-modern. They even have churches in the foreign land that can help them equip those places. There are Nigerians who come here and get educated and they want to go back to Nigeria.
But
they can employ them there, you know, to work there, and then they improve the healthcare sector. Then, if people know that you have the facilities and you have the money and they are going to pay in Naira and it's a Nigerian owned, they will definitely patronize you. And then you try to make it a membership thing.
Yeah, you know? Without not linking it to any church.
Yes.
So now
it has to be separate from the church.
It has to be. It's a business.
And I keep telling them,
is a business. It's a business. So what we are saying today is asking the GEOs of these churches, mega churches that have so much money to invest in healthcare industries. Take for instance Cosmos Maduka. Cosmos Maduka has a church. Whether or not the church is available to all people, that's a separate discussion. But he has a business, he has businesses, and is employing Nigerians.
And the business is separate from the church.
The business is separate from the church. So that's a model that all these Christoya Hilome of the world can take and build hospitals.
Businesses
that has
that
nothing to do with the church.
The people in the system.
To benefit
businesses
the society.
That will provide health for the system. Instead of deceiving them, that Holy Spirit will heal them of and forming the miracles, you can actually get hospital where they can go for treatment.
They can go for treatment.
For high blood pressure, they will go to see the doctor in your hospital and then they will get treatment at affordable rate. And then instead of lying about it, you can actually send them to where they get treatment for the
they can
condition.
go to the hospital. You know, when there's this hospital available to people, you will see the rate of people going to church and be crying will reduce. The reason why people go to church most of the time is they are sick and there's hopelessness. They are sick and there's no job. They are just looking for hope anywhere.
And so when you come there and start lying to them, they believe you, and then they say, oh, maybe God will do this. And it's not, God is not a magician. God is a miracle worker. But
so what we are telling them is to invest in healthcare business.
Yes.
Because that's a prolific business. And I can see that Coach Charis have businesses. He doesn't have a hospital that I know. But if you know about that he can do hospital, I think he will well be able to do that as well. But what is amazing me is the one they call Dr. Uche, the one that has a stadium like.
And before you go to Dr. Uche, let me just tell Mr. Coach Charis that even if he wants to go into the healthcare sector, it is possible. Just like he went into the automobile sales industry and conquered it. He provided the facilities. He trained the staffs, and I understand that he sends his staff to trainings outside the country and the rest. The same model can be brought into the health industry. The difference is that the health industry will benefit the populace more. It will benefit them because when you send these staffs for training and you train them in Nigeria, buy the equipment which you can afford, they in turn give the services that benefit the general populace, and it's not for free. They will pay for it, just like they pay to buy the cars, they will pay to get the health. So you just design the model. So I'm encouraging every church leader that is listening,
that have money,
please go into the health sector. And if you partner with government on that, it's a good thing. The vice president is a man of God. I mean, if you can propose to him to combine and fund those kind of projects for you guys.
But I don't think they need the government thing. It's a private business. Here in the US, most of the hospitals are owned privately. You know?
I understand.
So they have the money. If I tell you that to build an urgent care is between 800,000 to 1 million to 1.5 million, that's not something that the mind now which doesn't have the money to do. They just don't have the idea. They don't have the idea that it's okay to have a real business aside from forming magic. You understand? And what I was talking about, the Dr. Che, I think I read his bio. He's a medical doctor. So is his wife. Why are they not having a hospital? Why are they building Bible schools, academy here and there? They are not academic doctors. You and I, we are business and academic doctors, and we're thinking about the health of the people. And these people are presumed to be what? Medical doctors, and they are no longer thinking in that line. They are just okay with the money they are making as being GEOs and mamas and papas. And the worrisome part of it is that I saw him pouring a Goya oil on somebody in the church. What does that even represent? Does that represent healing? Does it represent healing?
He as a medical doctor should
know better.
That those are gimmicks.
It's just gimmicks.
And if it is gimmicks, you don't need to engage in it. You are able to build a stadium as a church. The same person who can build that stadium can also
build an entrepreneurial hospital.
You have the knowledge of, you have the medical knowledge with your wife. There's no way you will establish a big medical center in the same Abuja that will not be having people. Instead of coming to tell them to come and get healed in the church, that the healing is not there.
It's not there.
You have to preach faith.
That's
by faith.
It's fake.
But if you preach faith, not fake. You preach faith, not fake. So you need to tell them to go to the hospital. Make the hospitals available at affordable rate. And then let people go there for treatment of basic things like blood pressure, like diabetes.
Simple things like blood pressure.
All these things, accident, people, emergency things that can save life. Teach people in that place how to do CPR, simple CPR, people passing out on the road and nobody can help them.
Look at the mortality rate. The mortality rate of today is higher than how it were in 1975, we have more churches than we have businesses. And some of them are still thinking of building more churches instead of building more businesses. So I have an issue with that. With that man and his wife, who are medical doctors, who do not have any hospital attached to their name in Nigeria, with that big stadium like church in Abuja, and pouring a Goya oil on someone as healing. What does that even? That doesn't make no sense. That does not make no sense.
So, for the benefit of doubt, Dr. Nana, I know we may assume that Enoche, or what's his name?
Yes, Dr.
We may assume that he has an idea of how much he will cost and the types of medical facilities that are available. Some of them would think it's too huge.
It's not
and
huge.
Too much investment. Do you have an idea? Can you stratify, that is, categorize the type of health facilities?
An ultramodern hospital here in the US, it's in dollars. It's about an ultramodern hospital with a 500 bed. 500. That's supposed to be a very big hospital with 500 beds, equipped with everything. Is between 800 million to $1 billion. So, given the Nigerian situation, you don't need to have a big hospital like that. You can start small with a 200 bed, correct? Well equipped. You can even have so many urgent care centers all over the place.
So that's where I want you to come in. What is urgent care center? What are the other types of medical facilities that can help people with little illnesses?
Yes, urgent care. Urgent care is just like going to a grocery. It's between ER, which is emergency room, and the doctor's offices. So when you're at home and you're feeling sick, you don't really know what's going on, it's in the evening or afternoon or whatever, you go to an urgent care services. It's just like going to a supermarket like the ShopRite. There are doctors and there are nurses there. They will attend to you. If it's an issue that they think is life-threatening, they will send you to the ER. Then you go to the ER, the person goes to the ER. The ER can keep the person for a day.
ER meaning
emergency room. Stabilize the person, and once the person is okay, the person gets discharged, then follow up with the doctor the next day or 2 days or whatever. You understand? So urgent care services is very important, and it should be made available.
So apart from
every corners in Nigeria.
Apart from urgent care and the ER, is there any other category of medical facilities that they can have?
No, that's the easiest one.
Those are the two.
Those are the two. That's the easiest one.
Okay,
which
so
is the urgent care.
What model of medical facilities do we have in Nigeria? It looks like
they have general hospitals or private hospitals.
Okay, so in what class would that fall in the terms of?
Well, the general hospital is like the ER here, the emergency room services, where they send people to wherever, depending on what is happening to them.
So those are supposed to have everything.
Everything. They have everything. You understand? It's a big hospital that have ER, GYN, just like we have Kings County that have everything. So those are the kind of hospitals they run, but in a miniature type. They are not equipped. They do not have modern equipment. All the big ones that we knew growing up, like the UBTA, they are now dilapidated. They are mostly for government. You understand? So because it's government, they do not take care of them. People go there and sap everything, and people look at the mortality rate. It's too much now. So while we are talking to the GEOs to go into this, because they have the money. At least we know they have the money. That's why they are buying jets. That's why they are competing building domes as churches. So they let them go into real business, because that's not a business. What they are doing is gimmicks.
So we have big hospitals which with emergency room system
that have everything.
Those are where you go to in case of emergency or accident or whatever, a labor sudden thing, that's cardiac arrest. That's where they
have the sections for everything. It's a
now
big
then
hospital.
we have the emergency room.
The emergency room is attached to the hospital. Urgent care. Then the doctor offices.
Then we have doctor offices. So
yes.
most of the things they practice
in Nigeria
will fall into doctor office.
Yeah, but it's fall into in between doctor's office
it's
and it's hybrid. It's between doctor's office and the real hospital. But they don't really have what the hospitals have here. So the hospitals that would have been compared with the ones they have here is those big ones that I knew growing up, like the UBTA, they're like the Lutz, like the one they have in Zaria that have everything, those big hospitals. UCH and all of that. The one in Zaria too, they are mostly university hospitals that has all of that. But also here in the US, you have big hospitals that are owned by private individuals. Okay, they
like
are
Mercy
like
Hospital.
Mercy Hospital is for, is it not Catholic whatever. So these churches can have them, and you don't need to be a church member to go there, and it's a big time business. So we are actually advising them to go into that business because this church is winding down. People already know that this is magic. Okay, so they are, and the people go to church a lot in Nigeria because there's no hope any other place. It's like a recreational center for them. It's hopelessness. You see, when people are crying, they are not only crying for God, they are crying because they are helpless.
You made the point that it's a recreational mindset that they have for churches. Now. It's not about going there for salvation anymore. Because obviously many people know all the ills of the churches, now, and many are not. They don't have an option. So when they close, they still got to go to church where Pastor whatever in Lagos is doing show and calling all the musicians all over the world. So instead of going home, no light, nothing, you just go and lie down on your bed. You go to the place and shout and make noise and dance, and then you go home.
I actually saw a video clip. I don't know how true is that. If it is, I'll put it where Christian Yakilome some few days ago, I think he did this show like maybe, I don't know. When I saw it 2 days ago, like 12 days, whatever, and with another man by himself, they throwing dollars up. Say this will happen to you in 2022.
And so
I see doing that.
I am taking this opportunity once more to tell them all, my brothers and sisters in the pulpit, it is time for you all to review your strategies. I know that many of you know that you are not doing the right thing, and some of you want to change. It is this point that you need to change, because whatever has a beginning will have an end.
Exactly.
People are no longer fools. Excuse me. There will be a time of taking stocks, and that time is now. You may hate us for saying all of this and people telling you the truth. Nobody's condemning you. Some of you did not even know what you are going into. Maybe you had a call. Maybe you were away and you were not a Christian, and then somewhere you heard the voice, whichever way, and you said you are now a Christian and you became a pastor. God has given you a second chance. You have come this far with all these fraudulent practices. It is time for you to begin to think of changing, because you can make amend. You can actually use some of the money you have now, you have made from the business, to establish businesses like the urgent care health center system that Dr. Nana has just espoused, and it will cost you not more than $1 million.
1.5 million, 800,000 to...
You know, if you want to consider paying some staffs for about a period of 1 year before you start making profit.
And given that it's Nigeria, it's Naira,
it's cheaper. So if you have $1.5 million, and instead of wasting it, some of you buy jets for $63 million.
It doesn't make no sense.
And you say you want to buy 3, you want to buy 4.
It doesn't make no sense.
Who does your jet impact? What change does it make in the people's life? Are you comfortable with coming at your age of some of you over 50, over 70, and lying every day? And you know you are lying. Why do you have to lie? You don't have to lie. If you have made some money, just retire. You retire and then you go into managing those businesses. Take it as what you have made as your retirement benefit. Manage those businesses and let somebody else lead the church. Let the church businesses be separate from the world
type
of businesses, commercial businesses. So please, it is time. Nigerians are dying in their millions from hunger, from poverty, from lack of care. It is time for leaders who have money to begin to do things that will impact your world, impact your environment. I know that things are not easy over there, but if you do these things, you employ 10 people, pay them well. That 10 people will in turn impact another 10 each, which means over 100 people. 100 will impact another You know, so it's a ripple effect. Try, my brothers, to invest into businesses that are more profitable without the name of God included. Because most of you are using the name, you are cashing in with the name of God, and that's not a good thing. You know that. Your conscience will tell you that it is not a good thing. And because you want to cash in with the name of God, then you go to do all this other fetish thing. Babalawo, ritual, sleeping with women, doing all these things, hiding. You don't need that.
It's dirty and it's not
It's
good.
dirty. It does not present you. Why do you have to live double life? You come to the stage on Sundays and you show off and you speak eloquently. You preach, you cram all these Bibles and spit them out on Sunday, and then say fire of the Holy Ghost is everywhere. You start to make miracles just to stay in the minds of people and get their money. But when the chiefs are down, you know that at night you are that same man that goes. Some of you even go to rob. Some of you even go to carry women in the clubs and hotels. Why do you have to do that? Let people know you for you, who you are. And if you are not comfortable being a man of God who can keep to the tenets of your practice, then just leave the profession, take the money you have made, invest in, for you that like women, go and open up clubs. For you that like to do business, open industries like the health center that my wife espoused. For you that want to take care of people, you feel like you need to lead people, go into public speaking. Yes?
And let it know that it's public speaking and
Public
stop invoking the name of God.
Or you go into politics. You have made money, so go there and leave the church.
But if you
the
want
name
to,
of God alone.
if I want to be in the
Alright?
church arena, it is time for you to start diverting those monies that you have into real business. Because with the available data, in 2030, Nigeria will become the most populated, the number 4 populated country in the world after China, India, US, then Nigeria. What is the future for the people of Nigeria? Because if right now in the East, people are already doing havoc, what will happen then? So this is a time for you to start bridging that gap. Set up businesses. Take Cosmos Maduka's model. Have your church and have businesses. So today's segment is just to talk to these GEOs and alert them that it's okay to go into healthcare business, because that is also a prolific business. So I want to thank you all for watching us today, and I will see you guys back again. So use the phone to tell the youths of Nigeria.
Thank you, Dr. Nana. As we close, I want to remind you all again,
The youths.
there is a lot of crime going on in Nigeria. There's a lot of corruption.
Atrocities.
There are so many atrocities, but the walls have ears. And I continue to preach it at every opportunity that this is the ears of the world. This phone in your hand, many of you have it. Even in the villages, you have phones. Phone is the technological ear of the world. When they say the ears have word, Ogiri leti, the ear. But if Ogiri don't open, that means if words don't open up, Geico cannot work inside. So you have to use your phone to get the information. Those corrupt politicians, they are not away from secretaries, from all these people. They are not too far away from their friends, their families. Those corrupt pastors, they are working with people. Use your phone. The Nigerian system will be clean in 2022. The phone is one of the
ways you can
do that.
Right.
And then people will be held accountable. If they know they will be held accountable,
all the corruption will stop. The kidnapping will reduce.
They will stop.
The killings will stop.
Understand?
All those evil things they are doing in the bushes, capture them on the phone and post them.
Yes.
Stream it
and
live.
the reason we use phone is because there is no light. Where there's no light, there can be CCTV, effective CCTV system.
So use
the
your
difference
phone.
between Nigeria and the foreign country is the CCTV that is available everywhere.
All over the place.
So a crime is committed here, before the person walk 3 blocks, they will take 3
because there's
CCTV and put it
electricity.
together.
Because there's electricity. And there's reason why there's no electricity in Nigeria. So we are going to talk about that.
Yes.
And I'm going to talk to the youth in my next segment, in my next episode, on the kind of job they can actually get. They don't need degree for that. So I'm going to